Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lanes.
And here are the Rockets now. So with Stoudemire sitting on the bench, here's who Mike Woodson's going with. Felton is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Camby. Then there's Steve Novak. And it's Smith in at the small forward position. That is good. Ashik's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Rockets. Felton kicks to Camby. Smith outside. Fires the three. Gets it to go. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
You know, the Knicks with an 8-10 record against the Western Conference did about as well as any team in the East when facing Western Conference foes.
And that one's good.
Well, it takes a certain skill to be able to spot up and knock down a shot, and that's something that Jeremy Lamb does awfully well. He's got a beautiful stroke, and with that size and length, he can shoot right over the top of the defense.
Yeah, he is a long-range shooter. Wasn't as consistent shooting the three his second year at UConn, but nonetheless, this guy has the ability to be an outstanding shooter and scorer in the NBA.
So it's the Rockets now, following the three-pointer by Raymond Felton. Delfino passes to Lamb. Puts it up. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. What's interesting is you look at a lot of the Knicks roster and the big names who spent a lot of time, Steve, in the West, like Amari Stoudemire all those years with Phoenix and Carmelo Anthony with Denver, so they knew the West pretty well. But nonetheless, kind of an interesting record for them, only 8-10 against the West.
Yeah, a lot of big names, as you mentioned, Melo, Amari, Chandler, but I don't know how well those pieces fit together. So even though they've got a lot of star power, the puzzle didn't quite work, and I think that's why you saw the Knicks really have kind of a roller coaster season.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, Knicks coach Mike Woodson asked Amari Stoudemire to spend his summer working on developing his low post move. Amari said, "It's actually great because I've never had a coach that asked me to work on my low post game. I've been a pick and roll player my whole career. Being able to shoot the ball from outside and also have a quick first step is an advantage for me. And now to apply some low post moves will even be that much better." Kevin, you have to love the arsenal.
A scary thought. Thanks, Doris.
And a smart move. I mean, if he loses some of his quickness, he can still use his strength on the low block.
And here is Felton following Kevin Martin's three. Kicks to Camby. He feeds it to Shumpert. There's the feed to Nova. New York moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. Felton kicks to Shumpert. Lets it go from deep. No good. And it's Houston the other way.
Iman Shumpert last season started off playing at point guard for the Knicks, a position he played at Georgia Tech, but it would seem he's better off long-term at the 2 or 3 spots. More of a slasher than he is a playmaker, and an excellent defender to boot.
We're all hoping he comes back from that blown knee he suffered in the playoffs against Miami. And Shumpert, as you mentioned, Clark, started off playing point guard, but the Knicks concluded that he was better off playing on the wing. Steve, you agree with that assessment?
Oh, no question, Kevin. He's not a natural point guard, but he is a good ball handler. I think you can play him as a combo guard, maybe off the bench, come in for either the point or the 2. But he's a tremendous defensive player, high energy, and incredible athlete. So, yeah, major asset for his team.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Houston. The Knicks making a switch here. Knicks trailed by 4. Felton kicks to Stoudemire. He dishes it to Brewer. Back to Stoudemire. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
You know, for so long and so many years, the Rockets have been built around a dominant center, Kevin, and haven't been a run-and-gun team, an up-tempo team. But last year, under new coach Kevin McHale, they ramped up the pace quite a bit.
And the Rockets making a change here. Monty Eunice has checked in. Rockets leading by 4. And here is Lin, still looking to get on the scoreboard. 1:41 left in the first half of basketball. Shot clock at 6. It's tipped. Here's Parsons. Lynn over Brewer. Lynn's shot is off.
Great close out there, forcing the errant shot.
Well, he made it a tough shot again. He didn't give up on it, and he got a hand up.
Chandler's shot, good. Back to the Rockets, you see their roster, and they are so athletic. So to make the most of it, they wanted to catch teams in transition a bit more. I thought it was a pretty good way of attacking teams there, Steve.
Yeah, I like what Kevin McHale did a year ago. They finished third in the league in field goals attempted, and so they really tried to attack and force teams to respond to that transition offense. That's what you have to do, especially when you don't have great half-court superstar players who can take over a game.
And it's Martin penetrating, takes it up. Here's Moniunas, and Anthony sends it back.
I'd like to see a 2-for-1 situation here, Clark.
I agree. I think it's always good to give yourself that last shot.
Lets it go with a 3, and it's good. Anthony's got 11 points.
And it's his poise at the offensive end that impresses me most. This guy is unflappable.
Lynn gets to Moniunas. Pass to White. Chandler with the defensive effort. The Knicks with the lead. Felton dishes to Chandler. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Goes up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Got the lead just going back and forth here. We're seeing some really good basketball.
You know what, guys? I've lost track of how many times the lead has changed. I mean, it's obvious, though, it's been a good one, and neither side can pull away.
No shortage of drama here early on.
Well, neither team can grasp control of this thing. I mean, both teams trying to get a hold of it.
What do you think, Steve?
Well, yeah, 8 lead changes already. I mean, that's a big number this early in the game. So we're in for a treat tonight. This is a competitive matchup.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. It's the Knicks. They lead by 1. And we'll have the start of the second half when we come back after the break. But right now, let's go over to Damon Bruce with the Sprint Halftime Show.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's time to bring you the halftime report on 2K Sports. New York leading against the Rockets in Houston. Their passing has been the key. Great playmaking all around. Carmelo Anthony just having his way against the defense of the Rockets. He's got 13 points, and on the defensive side of the floor, he's definitely been contributing with some focused defensive work. And not to be outdone, the Rockets also giving it their all. They're really going hard at it on the boards, offensively chasing down every miss they can. Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke take it away.